guys, I'm having to start this one by leaning so that if I have to blur that out I can, because this doesn't have any curtains in it. So that's fun. But anyway, today I've got Norwich and then I'm supposed to be going across to Wellingborough, but I've got to phone to find out first. Can you tell I've only just got up? I've been graciously, I'm going to fill the paperwork in down here, so there's no way any logos can be seen. I've had to destroy so much footage because of that. It's getting on my nerves. There's been a couple of cheats where I've started my day and it's been midway through my day, but because I've been able to close the curtain, nobody knows. But I do a secondary start to my day every day. It's kind of like an editing technique, because that way when I'm looking back at the footage, if there's something in it, a logo that I can't get rid of because I've leaned into it or something like that, then I've got a backup where I know there isn't. But anyway, that's just a little cheat. But yes, another YouTuber who lives in Canada has graciously said that when myself and my other half, because my other half's never been to Canada, so as everyone's aware, so we've got to clock some time over there. When we are in a position to be able to go to Canada, that he will put us up. So obviously that's not going to be an indefinite period of time, and I would never even remotely think about it, because obviously in Canada there's a lot of provinces to visit, so it would literally be go over there, see him for a couple of days and then move on to a different province. But even so, it gives us a base camp, it gives us somewhere to start and get familiarised with somebody who lives over there. Now I know that he has changed his channel recently because he's doing other bits and bobs, but his channel used to be Over the Road Rosen. Thing is, I can't remember the name of his new channel. He completely left me. It's completely gone. I shall update you once I've had a shufti. Just got to fill that in, lovely jubbly. What's the date today? Oh yeah, it's 18th of August. Ooh. Time does fly. Yeah, have you ever noticed how time flies as you get older? There's a reason for that. Humans do not perceive time linear. Humans perceive time has a percentage of the amount of time they've been alive. I've got that the wrong way round. When you're a child, time is a very large percentage. You know, a year, if you're 4 years old, 1 year is a quarter of the time you've been alive. Whereas when you get older, it's a very small percentage. So time flies. I knew I'd get that wrong. Because I haven't quite woken up yet, because I only had 11 hours between my shifts, and when I've got to get home and everything else, it's 6 hours sleep, I'm tired. But anyway, whatever. I've got to crack on with my day, so I shall just finish filling all of this in. I keep forgetting my number plate. I've filled in my number plate on about 7 different pieces of paperwork so far. Anyway, I shall see you in a minute. Made it to Norwich. Nice and easy. 2 hours 35 minutes driving time. Not bad. I did have a flat tyre on the unit. Anybody who's following me on Twitter knows that. I posted a photo of it. I've had nothing but flat tyres this week, or nails in tyres. Hey, went to get my wheels all rebalanced and that, bleeding nail in that. Oh, although that hadn't gone through, I pulled that out. But just one of those things. All week, nothing but. It was so funny because did all my walk around checks, all the tyres seemed fine, you know, perfect. Put it under the trailer, everything seemed fine. Drove it round the yard, and obviously whilst I'm driving around the yard, whatever was in the tyre got pushed through and air started coming out. Does happen. I mean, one minute it's not punched, the next minute it is. It does happen. So you've always got to be careful of that. And I parked up to go get some corner seals because the TIR cord was broken. So I wandered across, and the tyre guy's just come back on site, and he's looking round at various trailers because the tyre guys have to go round and measure the depth. I mean, the treads, keep everything balanced, keep it on top of things. Usually you don't have too many issues with tyres on this site because of the tyre guys. Anyway, I've gone into the office and I'm walking back, I've got my seals, got everything like that, lovely jabbly. Wandering back, and I've noticed, instantaneously I've noticed the lift axle tyre. I'm like, oh god, I've just gone in to get corner seals. Oh no, no. But I've also noticed the tyre guy. His van's parked next to me. And he's standing there kind of grinning like a Cheshire cat at me. And I'm like, are you having it? And he's like, yes, just waiting for you to get back and you go do a defect. I was like, not a problem. He'd spotted it, so... But I couldn't believe it. So that's a new tyre. The tyre was worn down to 3mm. And so he decided just to change it. So I've got a new tyre on the old lift axle. But yeah, that was fun. That was fun. I was like, I can't get away from it this week. I just can't get away from it. Nails in tyres. Flat tyres. You go through weeks like this, trust me. Anybody who's starting out driving, you haven't experienced it yet, you will go through weeks like this. You will go through weeks where you're either having nothing but issues with tyres, or gearboxes, where you continually break down. Doesn't matter what unit they give you, there'll be a breakdown of something. Or, this is the most common one, you'll go through a week where every single day a bulb will be out on every vehicle you touch. That's common. It happens. You might think, oh, it happens every so often, or yeah, okay, if you drop in and swap, you get, every single day. I once went on site, and this is before we upgraded our fleet, the unit. I went on site, and I got given a unit. Wandered over to it, had a headlight bulb out, so I wandered back in. Now, headlight bulbs we can't change on site. We can do all the others, but the headlight bulbs, they prefer us to take them across because of, if you do it wrong, you got one pointed up, you're blinding everybody, all that kind of stuff. So they prefer us to take it across to the VMU and get them to do it. And so I wandered back in, and I said about that, and they went, I'll just give them another unit. Went out, headlight bulb out. Wandered back in, gave them the keys, they gave me another unit. Headlight bulb and a brake light bulb. Went in, I did it 6 times. 6 different units. I just couldn't believe it. In the end they went, look, just go to the VMU with one of these vehicles, for God's sake. Yes, you get days like that, or weeks like that. It's really annoying. It really is. It's bizarre. That's the weirdest thing. Because there's no reason for it. Why does it happen like that? There's no reason for it. I mean, you can understand a defect a week. No. You will go through this, and a lot of experienced drivers know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like there is... It's just... Oh. Yeah, because on my day off when I went to go get my wheels rebalanced and everything, they were out. They were out. It was a case of there was a bit of a screw thread straight in my tread on the back tyre, and I'm looking at it like, because I'm one of these weird people. I don't repair tyres. I know. Oh, it's far cheaper to repair tyres, you just wasted money. I've had a couple of blowouts in cars through repaired tyres failing. I just don't repair them anymore. And given the car I've got is what, 70 quid a tyre, less than that, about 65 quid a tyre, gives a crap. You know, 25, 30 quid you've repaired it, 65 quid brand spanking new tyre. So, yeah. But yeah, there was a silver fleck in it, and I'm like, no, it's only got 13,000 miles on it now. What was it, 13? It's about 13.4 now. 13,004, so yeah, about 30,300, whatever, around that figure. I was like, no. I pulled it out and no air was coming out. It was only in about that much and had about that much tread, you know, so it was fine. But all week. But there we go. But yes, anyway, I'm here. I've got a shift for tomorrow, 10:30 in the morning. So I started the week on a Wednesday at 12. Today was 11:15. Tomorrow is 10:30. So they're moving me earlier by 45 minutes each time. And that's something else. If you're going to be an agency guy, get prepared for that. If you're a company guy, usually start about the same time every day, or they give you a window of 3 hours. You start on a certain shift pattern. If you're agency, all over the place. But I start between specific times. I don't bother with anything else. I can be flexible here and there, but most of the time I'm between 10:30 and 13:30. But that's just because it works for me where I live, and between those two times of day, that's where a lot of loads go out, and it's kind of mirrored at night as well. So they're kind of the times I choose, just that's when they need the drivers. Lovely jubbly. But yeah, I'm in at 10:30 tomorrow, so, and like I said, for new guys, if you're getting into agency, be prepared to start here, there and everywhere for a while. You've got to build up a rapport with your agency. Now, a lot of people will sit there and go, oh well, this